Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Monday night here at Proficiency Bonus. My name is Matthew. Your... Oh, I'm going to go with Merciless Dungeon Master the way I left everyone last week, so we'll run with that, the antithesis of Michael today. As you can see, we have a couple of people. I'm actually just hiding a couple more cameras. As both Art and Sarah are on their way, we will be sans Lydia this evening, so we are going to have her on Lydia on Roleplay Light. But before we get into what's going on with our party, a couple of quick things we want to shout out. Big thanks to Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle Games. You can toss an exclamation point Little Dragon. It'll get you a link to their website. Check them out. You know them. We love them. I show off my dice with them every week. And actually, my 2-year-old has run away with my little light up. Oop, nope. Put it over here. My little light up dice display that I keep my beautiful see-through dice on very nice in the darkness. And you can use discount code PROBONUS. Get 10% off your order. They ship anywhere in the globe, so definitely check them out. We love them. And then if you're near, or somewhat near my area, we have Cardboard Castle Games in Evans, Georgia. Swing by there. Tell them you're a fan of Proficiency Bonus. You'll get 10% off your order or your purchase in their brick and mortar location. If you put an exclamation point CCG, it'll give you a link to their website, and you can sort of peruse and see what they've got on there. So definitely check them both out. We love them. We support them. They support us. They're wonderful partners of ours. So check them out. Let them know we sent you. Another quick thing I want to put a shout out just so people are aware of it, as it is coming in the near future. If you haven't heard or seen from one of our other streams as of yet, we have a new Power Rangers RPG stream coming in February. It's going to launch February 5th. It is basically I'll call it a 4-week or a 4-episode stream that they're running. First one is on February 5th, and they will be getting dropped onto YouTube the following Sunday. So definitely check them out. It's a new system. I was lucky enough to get to sort of test it a little bit with Game Master running that, Michael. So it definitely seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. And if you're in that age bracket where you grew up with like the old school Rangers, so back when Tommy first showed up, definitely something to check out, as it very much seems like that's the feel that this thing's going for. So something we're very excited for. And with that, we're going to jump into our tale so far. Our party has finally made their journey to the last of their 3 sort of, we'll call them pre-given destinations. The spots that their benefactor told them there was some sort of problem that he felt responsible in some way for, that he expected them to take care of. They've dealt with 2 of them so far, and upon arriving at the docks of Orlumbor, Lydia noticed, and off in the distance, I believe Furia saw as well, a familiar figure standing on the docks, and slowly looking like he was about to leave, with a couple of strange creatures standing behind him. Their old cabin boy, Fabio. The group was very quick to start a conversation with Fabio, who seemed to be a little bit more confident, a little bit more fluent than they remembered, as he and his 2 strangely almost demonic goat-like creatures attempted to leave. There were conversations had, there were some spells tossed around, a telekinetic shove attempting to throw Murdoch into the seawater. Eventually, battle ensued. Due to Dungeon Master stupidity in the offline chat, our wizard decided to prepare Everard's Black Tentacles, and our druid with Wall of Fire really did a lot of really put a hurt and really controlled the battle. But we'll pick up as we left off last time, as Sarah is somewhat roughly just rummaging through Fabio's belongings as Rose stands behind, axe pressed at the throat. And Fabio gets off that last spell as a single word, guttural, erupts from his mouth. And you watch as Sarah's eyes sort of shudder and roll back in her head a little bit. As you watch as Sarah is just standing there, immobile, sort of teetering a little bit.
I'm sure, Rose, that you'll probably be slashing him, but do I know what that word was that he said?
Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
$12.
You're not familiar with this specific spell. And as you're trying to figure out, you look at Sarah. She's still on her feet. Appears to be breathing.
Yeah, that's just what goes in her head. Rose, if you're gonna cut this man, please feel free. Murdoch's not saying anything.
Yeah, so Rose digs the blade in just a little bit. Undo what you just did now, and you just might live through this.
Without turning it. It's up to her now. There is naught I can do for her.
What does that mean? Gonna come over and take her by the hand and try and pull her a little bit away from him?
Okay. So as you're doing that, Fury, anything in specific you would be doing?
I have picked up previously his satchel bag that Sarah had tossed aside when she started rummaging through him. So I'm standing a little ways back, ready to wild shape and get away if I have to, if he starts making other moves. And I'm gonna still be ready to do that if he makes a move towards me or anything else. Probably just turn into a bird or dive overboard or something.
Okay. So yeah, as you start... Okay, there is... Sorry, our cameras are going to be shifted for just a moment as Artemis is arriving. So let me...
Hello.
Artemis, and then fix my head.
I'm sorry I was late.
Okay, so as the group of you are doing this, Murdoch, as you start to as you reach out and grab hold of Sarah's arm and start trying to pull and walk away, you know, she doesn't really seem to be able to move that well. After a couple months, you can start to she's like she's trying to talk but can't.
Yeah. Can I do want to just, if I can, maybe move her to the other side of my tokens that she's in between Artemis and I.
Yeah, easy. I won't say easy enough to. I mean, you can do it. It takes you a little bit of work, but Murdoch at the same point. Sarah is this tiny little frail thing, and you're rather, powerful dragonborn. So it takes you a couple of moments, just basically bodily moving her. And as you set her back down, again, you've got that moment as you set her down where it's like balancing something that on 2 feet as you set her down, and she just sort of go, and you've got to sort of put your hands to get her back on, get that equilibrium back.
I just want her to be by Artemis right now, and just whatever all of you are going to do something. I need to go I need to try and convince the captain to not just shove off this and leave, and make sure that all of the crew have calmed down because they have no idea what's going on. Okay? I'm gonna see if I can smooth things over.
Okay, so as Murdoch starts to head over to the captain, Artemis, what you missed that brief couple of seconds is that spell that this individual was casting did go off, and Sarah's just sort of standing there, just sort of like,
what happened to the lovely individual who cast the spell? Have we dealt with
Rose
them
dug
yet?
the axe in a little bit more, so there's now just tiny bit of blood coming down the front of its neck and sort of starting to seep into the clothes he's got on. But his response was that it is all up to Sarah, that he is unable to do anything about it. At least that's what he stated.
Cool. Well, I can't exactly dispel it. I don't have that. She's not. Did he do a command word or something, or what did he?
So it's not a spell that Artemis would know off the top of their head. It's not one you have. So go ahead and make an Arcana check, and we'll see what you're able to.
Um. 26.
Oh, okay. So, as you're sort of going through it and thinking back to your early studies, you have heard that there are spells out there that are referred to as words of power. The one everyone tends to fear the most is the single word that can kill you. You do know of one that can stun as well, though. And given as you're sort of looking Sarah over and that sort of vacant look in her inability to speak completely. Like she's sitting there, and as Murdoch's moved her over to you and you're starting to look at her a little bit more, she's trying to get, you're gonna, like she's trying to get, she's trying to ask about magic. You get that sense that just the way she phrases and asks questions about it, you get that sort of sense, but she can't even really get the word out.
Well, yes, it is magic. Unfortunately, I can't do much about it right at this moment, but it's good that you're not otherwise worse incapacitated. I'll kind of shuffle them a little bit.
Alright, if Fabio dies, are we going to be able to fix this? Or does anyone know? I'm just kind of like... Oh.
I don't know. I've never died before. I don't know if my magic goes away if I do. Sorry, Murdoch. Didn't mean it that way.
I'm like making up the stairs, and I like turn over the banister. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Captain.
Yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, do we need him anymore?
I mean, Furia is...
Nice to know who exactly he's serving.
I mean, what we were looking for, the doll or the doorknob, is it in that bag? Do we have what we were looking for?
I don't know.
If Sarah was the last one that was looking through all the stuff, right?
And she was starting,
taking
basically
it
she came over and started rummaging through him. And that's when he cast the spell.
And I have his bag on my person currently.
Since casting it, though, he's just sitting there and...
Can I see if she has like anything? Did she grab anything? Or
So,
would that be something?
As you're looking at her, she doesn't have anything in her hands.
Well, she doesn't have anything, so whatever he has is probably still in the bag.
You know he's right there and can hear us, right?
I don't care. He hasn't exactly been the nicest.
Well, I just kind of look around.
I feel like I know. Is it a certain person of Worms, maybe? Particularly? And this is kind of more directly at our lovely Fabio.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Insight, 23.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
You do see a flash of something come across his face. He doesn't say anything, but you definitely... Your description elicits a reaction from him.
Huh. Interesting. Well then. Feria, I think we have our answer. At least who he serves.
All right.
So do we have any further need of him?
I mean, if we can figure out where he was going, I mean, that would be even better, but I don't know if we want to go that route at the moment. We have a lot of other things going on, too.
We do have quite a lot on our plate, and I have other ways to inquire about that certain being.
True. True. Rose, what do you think? Let it go. Let him go and deal with the problem later, or
I mean, we
don't
have
let him deliver.
We have him here right now. We could just end this problem now.
What's everyone's passive perception?
He did try to attack us. 17?
10.
11.
Okay.
15.
So, Rose, what was yours?
10.
Okay. Furia and Art. You can see... actually, let me just check here. Let me check Lydia's. Okay,
Rose
so
is an
Lydia,
18.
Art, and Furia. You can all see is sort of Rose has got that axe pressed and is looking over towards the two of you, and you're talking and you're looking towards Rose. Both of you can see he is starting to make some sort of gestures with his hands.
I'm just gonna make like this motion to Rose.
It didn't have to be this way, Fabio. And I'll drag the blade across.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attack with advantage.
Okay.
It's a little hard to miss where your axe is already against his throat.
24 to hit.
Okay, yeah, that'll definitely hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Uh, 9 points slashing damage.
Okay. So as you start to pull it across, and again, you pull it back in, so you get a phrase out as the hands immediately stop as that starts. And Fabio says, "See you soon." And as you drag the axe across the throat, you watch as immediately the body starts to turn to this strange, almost alabaster white. And then turns into water, soaking the deck, leaving behind the clothing, the ring that was on his finger,
Ew, get it off.
Artemis, do me a favor, roll a d20 for me.
Okay. 4.
Okay.
Thus ends
Sarah's
my good
still
roll.
just sort of sitting there.
Well, damn.
It's an infinite Mortal Kombat fatality chance, just...
I'm going to try to dispel magic on her now that Fabio is gone.
Okay.
I probably need a roll, right? I'm just doing it at 3rd level. Oh, sorry, I can't. I'll do it at 4th level.
Okay,
Since
so,
I'm out of 3rd level spells.
as you cast your spell, you don't even have to roll for it. It has no effect.
Alright.
Well,
Can't dispel it. So don't worry about that. I guess it is up to her.
either that or it's like a time thing.
You probably know more about it than I do. I don't know what's going on with that.
And what
But,
the
I
hell
mean,
just-
in the meantime, we can go through his stuff, and I go over and use a piece of his clothing to pick up the ring.
And what's with the water? Was that even him, or was that some kind of magic?
Some sort of magic, maybe some sort of boon that he's been granted from his benefactor, so to say, so to speak. Suffice it to say, it doesn't sound like it's going to be the last that we are seeing of him, annoyingly. Thank you, though, for dispatching him for the moment.
Well, he attacked us. I tried to stop him before this all started. But
Yes, I suppose he did. Wow, for once, we didn't start something.
Furia, the ring you pick up is a very nice, looks to be like a steel or a silver and gold ring shaped in in the shape of a shield.
Art, can you figure out what this is quick? I mean, unless we have a couple hours.
That I can do.
I'm assuming the bag has a bunch of stuff in it. I mean, he was lit up like a Christmas tree earlier, so. But we can
Wait.
deal with that later.
Yes, of course. And cast detect magic.
Okay, so you're casting Detect Magic. Okay, so Detect Magic, the ring.
Sorry, not detect magic. Identify. Sorry, but
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
been a long day.
No worries. So you cast Identify, and the ring is a ring of protection. Mechanically gives a +1 bump to your AC and saving throws. Does require attunement.
Well, this is a nifty ring. It'll help Anybody out? Who is it? A little bit stronger, sturdier. And they kind of look at Sarah. So maybe when she's out of this, or maybe Murdoch, or you. Or... No, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Maybe
Well-
a little bit.
I mean, we don't have to decide right now. I guess the next thing to do would be to see how the captain's getting on with Murdoch, or vice versa.
Okay, so as we start panning over to Murdoch and the captain real quick, Captain, if you can do me a favor, roll a d20 for me.
Oh, sorry.
8.
And she is still just sort of in limbo at the moment. So as sort of Lydia comes over to check on her as well, we will pan over to Murdoch and the ship's captain, who seems to be calming down a little bit, given that the massive ape that just jumped onto their deck is gone, but doesn't seem like he's 100% yet.
Captain.
What is going on? What? You people are
What?
trouble.
I've known this for quite some time. I will not call you... I will not say otherwise, yes. Is all of your crew okay? First and foremost.
Other than wetting themselves, yes, it seems everyone's okay.
All right. I would be perfectly happy to explain to you the situation. I just wanted to make sure that it was under control instead of attempting to explain it in media res, so to speak. Of course, you have my apologies. This was unexpected and a little bit rash. And of course, we will, if there's damage to the ship, that is obviously something that we can discuss. That gentleman, of which we had this altercation, is... how do I put it? Essentially, some sort of felon. Possibly, like, cultist level of felony. You saw the beasts that he was walking with.
Then he was a beast.
And he was a beast himself, indeed. We did not necessarily expect to find him, but when we did, and we saw that he was going to be going on another ship to the gods know where, we, as we have encountered him before, was hoping to attempt to apprehend him. I apologize that we were not able to properly communicate this to you in the interim. As I said, it was unexpected on our account too.
He seems to be nodding along with you a little bit.
Just wanted to make sure. We don't know how long our business is going to be here on the island, but it seems that my companions have gotten things mostly under control. Would it be all right if you forestalled any immediate evacuation of the docks? I think that everything is under control, and of course, wouldn't want you to head out to see if possibly there was some unseen damage on the ship. Maybe we can all we can have a look over, and if there's damages, I'm sure we can cover it. Gold is not too much of an... Can we settle? Can we have a non-disclosure settlement agreement? Signed here and here. This never happened. Here's some gold.
You'd see that he had sort of been just sort of going along with you for the most part until you mentioned the money. I suppose we can weigh anchor. It seems the trouble's been dealt with. Again, we would need money to ensure that supplies for the additional days we'll be staying.
Of course. And I mean, what can I say? Trouble pays. But I think the trouble is past and the gold remains. So, can I ask
suppose
you
we
to...
have an accord.
Thank you, Captain. I'm going to just go and check on the rest of my party, and perhaps if you find any damage with the ship, if you want to look over the ship, I think things have passed. Your ship. Not trying to tell you what to do, but
And gets a little bit of a smirk, and as he gives a nod, he starts calling out to the others, and you can see now they're back in there. As quickly as they had started trying to get ready to depart again, now it's resettling everything back down. It's only been about 30 seconds or a minute, though, so it's not like they had gotten a whole lot done.
come back down.
They're starting to take care of it, and
All right. We may have to dip into our coffer a little bit, but the ship is going to stay. Everything seems covered over. Fabio is a pool of water?
Yes.
If it even was him.
Something.
He turned white like a statue, and then puddle, leaving behind, and I'll like kick through his clothes, and a ring that Art said would help.
All right.
there's also, as you're sort of kicking through the clothes, underneath the robes that you're on, there's a set of leather armor as well. It's on the ground.
Art, you should check this out too. I mean, he was golden when I was looking at him earlier, so I don't doubt that this might be magical too.
Sure.
And if nobody can wear it, I mean, at least we could sell it or something.
How is Sarah?
Go ahead and roll a
Kinda.
d20.
Rama lama lama. Doo-wop-be doo. 7.
Still in the same boat. Literally and figuratively.
Literally and figuratively.
I get sort of down, so I probably like get down on my knees and I'm like holding her and I'm trying to like look her over. So you said she's just sort of got like a blank expression and like not able to like form words.
Yeah, it's mechanically speaking, for our players, she is stunned. So as you're looking at her, you can see that she can't really move. Her body is tight. And as she's trying to speak, it's very sort of broken, halting. She's having difficulty even getting one word out, never mind stringing a thought together.
I'm going to look her in that sort of blank face. I'm going to say, Sarah, you're okay. I want you to focus on my voice. Take a deep breath and focus yourself. I think you can get through this. Just keep focusing on my voice here. And I'm gonna give her a bardic inspiration.
Oh, okay.
It is unfailing, so if she's been like making saves or something, she can just keep using it until it works, or until 10 minutes have passed. It's my last one that I have, actually, so... And Murdoch's just going to kind of do this sort of, like, voice coaching, be like, just focus on what I'm saying. Fabio is gone, we're on the ship. Just sort of like, almost like a grounding thing, and just sort of like, if she's panicking and that's what's causing her to keep this effect going, to get her to just sort of, like, settle and focus.
Oh, okay.
And they're D8s.
So you said it's 10 minutes?
Yeah. Yep. They last for 10 minutes, and since I have unfailing inspiration, you can just keep using it over and over and over until it passes, if she's doing the
Okay.
same.
Well, Rose, go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Okay.
And then I need to take a short rest.
That's a 3.
I think we
Okay.
all do.
So even with the d8, that's not going to help us.
Well,
Yeah, so what are the group of you doing as you're sort of preparing for this short rest, or this proposed short rest?
Are we going to rest here, or do you want to go in town and carry Sarah with us?
I guess we could carry her. I mean, is this a good place to rest, especially after, all the commotion
think
we
the
just
ship-
caused?
I think ship's probably safe until Sarah comes out of it.
yes, there's bags to look through, things to identify. They're getting the ship. They're seeing if there's any damage, in which case we should probably pay for it. So I think maybe if we can get
Lydia
Sarah
could
back.
definitely help with that.
Yes.
Ship
so,
damages.
So maybe we stay on the ship, and then when we've all recuperated, we'll see if we can. Because it seems like things were sorted fast enough. No one seems to be running over to the docks to clap us in irons. So
And a lot of the fighting happened on the ship anyway.
true. And I'll stay with her. Keep working with her. Try and walk her through this. It doesn't seem like necessarily a debilitating magic, but well,
Kind of
I
want
mean,
to go around carrying a person that's stiff as a board.
and I'm gonna
but
slip the ring.
In the meantime, I'll start digging out the things from the Fabio's bag and handing them out to whoever wants to take a short rest with them.
Oh, okay.
And I'll look over that leather armor.
Okay. Rose, anything you'd be doing specific during a short rest?
No, I don't think. Nothing in particular, no.
I have a bunch of magic items you can look through. If you,
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're magic. I don't know.
I guess I would take some and look through them. I don't know how much I'd actually be able to learn from it, but
I can look over something and watch Sarah.
Okay, give me a second here. Let me grab Fabio back up here.
Or I can. Is anyone really hurt? Do I need to do a Song of Rest? Are we okay on HP? I didn't even get hit.
yeah, I'm good. I got hit once for
I-
6, so
Yeah, I'm decent too.
Okay. So then because I don't think I can do a Song of Rest and identify something at the same time. So I'll try and help identify something.
Okay. So, first thing that you pull out that, as Rose puts their hand out, looks to be a very nice cup. Basically looks like a ale tankard.
I mean, looks good for drinking ale. I don't know if it's magic, but
Take an hour, explore it. You never know what you'll find out.
Next thing that you pull out is where did it go? Come on, character sheet. Okay. As you pull out it looks to be a large coin with that same like little 3 squiggle line, swerving lines carved into it.
Anybody want this? I mean, definitely has that symbol on it that we've seen before.
I'll take it.
Oh, okay.
You're
Oh,
doing the
what?
armor.
Dang it!
I mean,
Murdoch,
if you're going to do identify rituals, you can get through these faster than everyone else, but I can take it.
I mean, you probably know more about it than I would anyway. I could try, but
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll look at it.
Oh, okay. And then the last thing that you come across is it's a group of some rolled up parchments. And as you're sort of flipping through them, it looks to be information on the city itself. But as you're flipping through it, you do find a wanted poster of Sarah. It's that same wanted poster you ran into all those many days ago. This one has been defaced, though, and there is a little sort of Snidely Whiplash mustache drawn on it.
I crinkle my brow, and then you see his slow grin. It's like, not bad. Not bad at all.
Okay, but eventually, as you all start to bunker down for your short rest, eventually it takes probably a good 7 to 8 minutes. But thanks to Murdoch's bardic inspiration, eventually Sarah does seem to shake herself out of the stunned stupor that she was in.
Ooh.
Takes it. Mechanically speaking, she would, without your age, you would have needed to nat 20 to get out of it. But eventually does come back to you and immediately starts griping about disliking magic.
Yep. That's yeah.
For those of you who are spending time with items, Rose, you have found yourself the tankard of sobriety.
Oh no.
It allows you to drink any non-magical alcoholic beverage and never get drunk. Never get tipsy, never mind drunk.
That's part of the fun, though.
Useless to a dwarf.
Toss it now. Throw it.
Good for winning drinking contests,
Yeah,
though.
for drinking.
It's true.
Murdoch, your medallion does not seem to be innately magical. Spending a little bit of time of it in some of the things that you've read, this appears to be basically the equivalent of a cleric's holy symbol for this. To paraphrase Artemis, the worm-faced guy.
Yeah.
It's apt.
This one's gonna be going in the archives back at base for my people. This guy stinks.
And Artemis, you have found a very soggy set of +1 leather armor.
Whoa. Well, interesting. Okay. Kind of like turn it over, just kind of roll it out so I can let it dry.
Wet leather. Ugh. All right. Is there any prominent damage to the ship?
So, let's see. So, Lydia actually spends her short rest as. She was not. She didn't get banged up too bad. But she actually spends a little bit of time with the other members of the crew after resting for a bit, and eventually comes over to the group and says that there is some slight damage to the deck where the massive giant ape leapt onto it. Where, boards are they're not broken clean through, but they've sort of split and they're bowed. So Lydia's asking for about, she says 25 gold to go in getting, to give to them to get supplies to fix it and to get it fixed up properly.
Who has the money bag?
And that would be Furia, I believe.
Inferior, yeah.
Sorry, distraction. What?
The money bag? Are you the
Oh.
one with the money bag?
Yes, I have the monies.
25 gold for repairs.
Yeah, I'd definitely hand that over.
Okay. Lydia takes it from you, goes over, has a conversation with the captain. Basically, and y'all can hear she's just basically reiterating what her and the crew found. Captain seems to agree, gladly takes the gold. Divvies a portion of it up to the crew, and looks like he's getting ready to send the crew into town to go try to get the supplies and whatnot.
All right. Everyone's all good.
So anyone who was injured, as you complete your short rest, you can roll your hit dice, whatever you may need to do during a short rest.
My bardic inspirations are all back. Okay. Well, shall we actually take a look at the island now, then?
I suppose.
Sure.
What time is it?
Oh, that's a very good question.
It is, at this point, it's probably, I can't remember exactly when you guys arrived. I want to say it's probably about midday.
Okay.
Okay.
Given the treacherous nature of the entrance to the harbor, you would have had to have been light before you could have attempted the approach.
All right. Well, I don't know if we're going to be staying for a few days, but it might be good to familiarize ourselves with the area.
I mean, we're going to be here for a day at least, so
Okay. Well, then let's all gather up and actually see what they have to offer for us. Roll up my sleeves. Okay. I'll start heading towards the gangplank again.
Oh, okay.
I'll gather up that set of leather armor. Kind of start heading out. This is good leather armor as well. For anybody who can wear some armor of leather, it'll also make you a little bit more sturdy.
sturdy how? Like, better to take hits, or less able to bend over?
Can take hits.
Okay. Well, then let's all gather up and actually see what they have to offer for us. Roll up my sleeves.
Better to take hits or like less able to bend over? Like, better to take hits or like less able to bend over?
Can I mean, depending on your frame, maybe both, but mostly the first one.
Harder to get stabbed.
Yeah.
I suppose that's good.
Which makes me think that maybe the ring would be good for me since I can't really use this armor that well. You're very smart, Feria.
Well, you're also a little short for Fabio's armor. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes, if it's magical armor, it changes size depending on who attempts to wear it, but still
true.
might need doing with a proper wash.
Yeah, I hung it out to dry, but it doesn't really get everything else off.
The blood and the soot and the
Worms.
worms.
Ugh.
I suppose I'll start making my way towards the mainland. When those creatures, by the way, died, did they leave corpses or did they turn into goop or...
Oh, fair enough. Yes, they did in fact leave corpses, and each of them had a spear.
Hmm. Well...
Upon
we just
looking
kick
at
them-
the... Oh, go ahead.
Should we just kick them back into the water?
Yes. You
I
know?
mean, it seems like a clean and easy way to end this.
As you're looking
Interesting.
at the spear, you do see there appears to be on either side of the spear a small indent carved down the entire length of the handle. It's very thin. Think of it like a. Yeah, I mean we're talking something like this.
Okay.
Just running a straight line on either side from the very bottom of the spear, the butt end, all the way up and actually into the blade.
Can I try to surmise what that is? Is it like to... Is it for poison? Or is it like, are these harpoons and it shoots the blade out and it has like a rope in it?
As you're looking at it, and remember, actually, no, I don't think they struck you with it.
No, they did not.
But I think they had hit someone who was near you. You would recognize this, and you can tell by looking at it, even without rolling, there is little bits of liquid dripping from that channel. It looks like whatever these creatures are, they were somehow putting, basically channeling poison through this little funnel or chasm in this spear. As Artemis has found a familiar.
So when I'm handling it, after I like look at that, I'm like, oh, okay, yes, the spears do seem to have some sort of poison with it, and I like pull out of my like suit a little like kerchief, and then I'll like pick it up with that.
You
Do
want
we-
to put one in one of our bags, or I mean, I'm not really a spear person, even though I know how to use one.
If
Just
anything,
sell them.
Yeah, I mean,
I
maybe
mean-
we could just keep it and sell it, take it and sell it. But
yes, and I
Get rid of
mean,
all the poison.
if we
That's
can
I mean, I
study
do have a
this-
spell for
valuable.
that. I don't have it
Okay.
prepared, but
I was mostly thinking, yes, outside of magic, that perhaps if we look at the poison, we can make sure to have some sort of antitoxin in case we deal with these things again. Theria,
sorry, that's only for food. Although I can protect people from poison.
I'll put
You
it.
just have to give it a good scrubbing.
I'll put one in my bag. I don't know about throwing a spear with poison into the ocean. But then again, I'm also
One will fit in my bag. emptied enough gold out of it, it will be fine.
There you go. And Rose, if you could help me with clearing the corpses off of the docks.
Sure. And she just immediately starts to just kick them over the side.
And don't worry too much about the fact that you came charging at me with an axe. Charming
Yeah,
enchantments they have quite an ugly side to them.
yeah, I mean, I'm
It's
just
not your fault.
glad I didn't get to you.
I'm also glad that you did not get to me. I have not had a good experience with bladed objects coming towards my body. Pushes it over into the water. To the mainland?
Yeah, I think we're done here.
Easy enough. You toss the one off the back of the boat, and you hear it just sort of go. It cracks as it hits the dock before falling into the water. The one that's still down on the dock is slightly charred and battered. Kicked in by Rose easily. And
Alright.
you start to make your way towards the city of Orlumbor. All of you go ahead and make a perception check for me.
$16?
15.
14.
18.
Okay.
17. Just to have it all go in a row. No.
Let me check with Lydia. And we'll check Sarah real quick. Okay, Sarah definitely not. Lydia. Okay. So as the group of you start making your way towards the city, and again, it doesn't take too long to get there from the docks. It's not that far inland from where you are. The first thing that those of you with a 15 or above start to notice is no one's out. As you start to get closer, as you get near the walls of the city and you start to make your way within the city proper, you can see that there appear to be people inside houses. And the only reason you know this is, as you're watching, you can see curtains and shutters being drawn quickly as the group of you are starting to head up.
What did he do?
Did we offend?
What?
I mean, Fabio, what did he do to cause this much fear?
Could be something even more than Fabio as well. Hopefully, maybe the classic ask around at a tavern, someone who's forced to speak with you, retail and all that.
If anybody's in the taverns.
Oh,
I mean, nobody's around at all.
Didn't even notice. You're right.
Well, you should start there before we go knocking on doors.
True.
Yeah,
We're going to need a place to sleep anyway.
Everyone keep your eyes out and see if you find any sort of sign for an inn.
Okay, go ahead and who's ever taken point, or go ahead and make a survival check. Any of you who want to can.
I guess. Help.
I'm not
So
going
11?
to help.
I got a 12. I'm a little distracted.
5.
8.
And I have a +7, so.
Ooh,
Oh, wow.
I have a +3. I only rolled an 8 though.
Lydia, with your pirate senses, find us the booze and the place to sleep.
And Lydia rolls a nat 20.
Yay!
Ah!
So Lydia does start to that's the word I'm looking for. Starts leading you through and just sort of checking, seems to be finding like more well-worn roads within the area. But eventually you do come to a inn. And where is my... Okay, let me see here. Okay. There is a tavern and inn that you find called Tulgar's Triumph.
Right. Let's see if there's anyone to talk to. Or I see if it's even unlocked, I guess. I'm just hoping it is.
As you walk over and try the door, it does appear to be locked at the moment.
Weird. The ship just pulled up. Passengers, crew members. You'd think they would be. Is there any windows?
Yep, there are
Hello?
a couple.
I'll knock on the door.
The lights on inside?
You do see does seem to be an open flame flickering.
You said Rose knocked on the door.
Yeah. Hello? Anyone in there?
As you knock and call out to it, a couple of moments goes by. And you can hear the door being unlocked. Furia, as you've sort of gone over to the window and sort of gone to peek in, you can see there is somebody off a little ways in the background, crouched down in a booth with a hand crossbow aimed towards the door in the window.
I'm just sort of like assuming these aren't like double panes and you can hear sounds sort of. I'm gonna shout through the glass as loud as I can without screaming. We just want some rooms, maybe a drink. We're not gonna hurt anybody.
At the same time you're saying that, as the door starts to swing inward, Rose, as you're standing there, immediately an arm shoots out, grabs you by the hair on the top of your head, and pulls you in.
Hey, yo!
Whoa,
And as literally you're getting dragged in, will you shut up? They're gonna hear you.
Who? What do you mean, shut up? Get off me.
What are you doing here?
We came on a ship!
You just arrived here. We're my party and I. Who are you hiding from? What are you
Did Waterdeep
what are you
send you?
whispering for?
Are you here to deal with them all?
Who?
What? Oh,
Can we come in?
Yes, come in. But do it. Shh.
all right. Come on.
Fine, as long as I'm allowed to swear here, it's good.
Shit.
Eventually, as the group of you sort of make your way and come in, the doors immediately close behind you. You can hear the lock turn, and as you turn and look back, you can see he's now lowering this massive piece of wood. It looks like as you're looking around, it looks like it's a piece of a table that they have now rigged to function as an additional sort of barricade on this door.
Oh, God.
And he's just sort of looking around a little at the group. Really, you're all that Waterdeep sent?
Waterdeep.
Why don't you just tell us what's going on here from the beginning?
Oh, it's this weird little troll of a man showed up about maybe 5 days ago. Maybe it was a 10-day, I'm not sure. He was looking for something, some artifact or something he claimed was in one of the temples. He didn't find it in the first few, and then other things started arriving.
What sorts of things?
There were 2 that were wandering around with him and his twin that looked sort of like, rams almost, horns and spears.
There's 2, Fabio.
Then there's just this sort of oversized furry orange things. Looks like that one gestures at Rose. If it had hair all over it and was bigger.
What?
And a couple of other things they just wander the city. People don't leave their homes anymore. Those few that have tried, once those things finish with them, one of the 2 of them will sort of do something and they get up and start walking around again.
Oh, gods above and below.
Well, I think we need a night's rest, and then we can deal with this problem. Or at least cook it a little bit more.
Continue to deal with the problem. I mean, we shoved off a couple of them.
We dealt with some on the docks.
Yes.
Assuming they're all, in this together, or...
I mean, he even did the chickens. And had naught to eat but dried goods and ale and, well, we have some spirits, but not had much of the way in meat. And
So as you say, the whole of Orlumbor has essentially been under siege by these creatures for half a 10-day?
yes, we sent word to Waterdeep. At least we think it got out. We're not certain if word ever made it. You're the first ones to have arrived since we sent it.
All right.
Honestly, we probably know more about this situation than Waterdeep does. Oddly. And then I'm going to
much. What we know.
conjure some good berries and offer them to them. This might help on the hunger bit.
And as you're looking around, there are 4 other individuals within this area as well.
I'll eat one and then offer them to everybody else.
Okay.
Would you happen to mayhap have a map of the city, and perhaps we can sit? We need rest. We've just come on the boat, but we can talk a little bit more.
With the papers that I got from the bag of Fabio. Oh dear.
Oh yeah, does he have a map?
Have a map in it?
It does not.
Okay. But I'll hold up the rest of the sheaf. Well, this might be able to help. It's the notes that I guess he was taking on the city, or the information he gathered before coming here.
All right. Would you possibly have a map of the city here, sir?
I can check. I'm not certain. We don't tend to get a whole lot of people looking for maps. It's mostly merchants coming in looking for the for the market, but I will look for you.
Thank you. And if it's all right for us to stay here, I mean, we can pay as per normal, but also it seems like we're going to have to deal with this problem in some way or another. So I'm sure we'd be happy to help.
And gives a little bit of a nod to you. I'll leave you to it. I'll see what I can find. And he gestures over at one of the others who comes over and again brings you over some like dried breads and things like that. Checks and sees who wants what for drinks, and will go over and bring you over some beverages as well.
Are any of these people injured at all, or are they just sheltering in here?
As you're looking at them, they seem to be sheltering.
Okay.
I mean, they're dirty. They've seen better days, but they don't seem hurt.
Okay.
But with that, as they're going to start collecting things for us, what we'll do is we'll take our break a little early this week. And because I believe our stunned grandmother is about to be joining us. So we'll be back in just a few moments as we top off our beverages and get stuff ready for the second half. So thank you very much for those of you hanging out with us. And Holy Mother of Mercy. I missed
there they
this
are.
earlier. Thank you, an anonymous cheerer, for the 1400 bits. And
Wow.
Discord 696 celebrating Furious birthday this week, apparently, with 5,000 bits for Furious birthday.
Wow.
So thank you both. I apologize.
Yep,
I missed that
this coming
earlier.
Friday.
So yeah, we will be back in just a few moments, folks. So don't go anywhere. welcome back, everyone. Thank you for bearing with us during that brief break. And as you can see, our slightly stunned, but not really anymore, Sarah has made it to join us this evening. So we will pick up as our group has found their way into a inn/tavern just a short ways from the docks where they arrived. But the name of Tulgar's Triumph. They have been very briefly made aware of the situation. Mentions of a set of twins that sort of caused all of this trouble, as well as something that looks like a bigger, hairier version of Rose roaming the city, terrorizing people, and leaving their bodies behind so that these individuals were able to, we'll use the phrase, raise them. And that's where we pick up as the group of you are sort of gathered and in the very early stages of your plan. The innkeeper does come back over takes him probably about 10-15 minutes, but eventually comes over and apologizes Murdoch and says, I'm checking, I don't have a map of the city. I've never really needed one, but we did this. And he sort of takes unfurls a piece of parchment and basically puts sort of an oval shape down at the bottom of the page and a slightly smaller one at an angle above it. And then says, okay, basically we're broken up into two parts. He starts giving you a little bit of a rundown of how the city is put together. And advises from where you are here, gives you directions on how to get to the shipyards, which are more on the, let me check my notes here. Where did my notes go? Oh, yeah, they give you directions to the shipyards, advise you that under normal circumstances, you'd be able to find any number of the crafters and shipwrights out in the yards actually building vessels for Waterdeep, for different military entities, as they are known to be the finest ship crafters in the realm. But he advises, as he points out and circles puts a couple of little marks on this very rudimentary sort of map he's trying to set aside, give you a run with. I marks down that there are a total of 4 temples within the city that the individual is looking to find whatever he was seeking.
I see. Are they temples to a specific deity or
So he advised you that the only one he knows for certain is actually the temple that he visits, or that he what's the word I'm looking for? Patronizes, which is to a small sect that exists on the island. Where is my innkeeper's name? A list of people here. Apologize. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is, to Joaquin.
Joaquin?
Please tell me he's a bird person, so his name is Joaquin Phoenix.
No, Joaquin is a deity.
Okay.
And as he says, he sort of pulls, takes out a small chain of judges and has the emblem just looks to be a coin with this individual's, with what he states is the goddess's profile image on it.
So we have someone walking around with horrible beasts and possibly raising the dead who is raiding temples. Wonderful. Love that.
For a specific artifact.
Or a specific artifact.
The doorknob? The doorknob, maybe?
Maybe.
Do we? Is there a description of this person? And was it
mean,
the same person that?
We all saw the two of them when they arrived.
What did they look like?
Long flowing hair. Very
Really pretty
sandy
face?
Hmm?
Really pretty face?
I mean, if you're into that sort of thing, I mean, it's not my cup of tea, but
I'm not saying, I'm just looking for a description.
I mean, the missus was quite taken.
Yep, it's him.
All right.
Oh, boy.
All right.
These two looked pretty much identical.
Other than the clothes they were wearing, yeah.
All right.
I mean, if I had passed them by on different days, I would have sworn it was the same person. Only reason we know they were together is they were walking side by side.
Is there any local leadership here in the city? Is there any guard of that nature, or is that not how things are?
No, we've always had Waterdeep to take care of us.
Okay.
Again, we do have some folks that are more willing to fight than others, but they're mostly the shipwrights. And even that, because we are sort of alone here, usually when there's fighting to be done, it's on the water. We don't have a whole lot in the way of people who are too skilled, especially dealing with these sorts of creatures.
All right.
Do these people have a base where they tend to camp out? Or they just roam all the time?
We never really once they brought them big folks in, at least those of us in here, we've all stayed bunkered down.
It's a good plan.
I mean, especially the one that looks like that little one over there. And I've seen that thing throw somebody 50 feet.
You said it's like me, but fully covered in hair?
It's bigger and hairier, but yeah. Makes her like...
Like an ape, but red?
I'm not really familiar with ape, but...
I mean, do
Monkey?
I get any kind of idea what he's
Baboon?
talking about?
I'll say go ahead and make either
Lemur?
either an intelligence check or an insight check. Two different ways Rose can be thinking about this.
An 8.
Slow
which-
Loris!
Which are you doing, though? Insight or intelligence?
It's the same, so.
Right, but what information you get is depending on what you're trying to
Oh,
glean.
okay. I guess insight then.
Oh, okay. So as you're sort of looking this person over and trying to see, because they keep making that comment, nothing is jumping to your head other than other dwarves. As you're watching the person, they're sort of gesticulating, you're starting to pick up that they're knocking you a little bit. You know, you're not sure whether or not they think you're ugly, whether or not they don't like dwarf, whatever it is. There's something that this guy is just sort of latched on, like, yeah, we're just going to use this one.
Great.
You got a problem with dwarves or something? What's What are you talking about?
I mean, no, you're wide, you're hairy.
I mean,
The thing
I
walking around out there is wide and hairy.
don't have any more hair on my head than anyone else. Any of my other friends here. I mean,
He
it's
immediately
long, so-
gestures at Murdoch.
That's not fair.
All right.
Anyway, back on the helping you. I would think that the only thing, or at least the first course of action, would be to follow in their footsteps and investigate these temples.
Oh, closest one to here is going to be the temple to Joaquin.
Alright.
Might as well start there, but first, let's go have a nap. I mean, not just a nap. A sleep. Long rest. I'm mostly out of magic stuff. And if we're going to be fighting a big hairy thing, I'd rather have all the things at my disposal. Yes, a big hairy thing like that.
All right, we get it.
If we go for a full sleep now, we might be traveling through the city in the dark, which I suppose could be possibly beneficial to keeping these out of sight of these things.
If they strike at night.
But
I don't know.
I also feel like, though, if we encounter any of them, it would be good to possibly deal with them for the betterment of the citizenry.
I'll turn back to him. And when was the last time that you saw one of the twins?
Oh, we saw one of the two of them pass down, heading down towards the docks, probably about an hour or two ago.
Yes, so we dispatched one of the twins, and seems like that might be the one.
If you took care of one, only
Right.
one more to go. Oh, then again, and all his little friends, but
We took care of a couple of those as well, but sounds like there's going to be more. I mean, we could just sit around here and play some music, or I don't know, twiddle our thumbs until nightfall and wait until morning.
you let me know, and we'll make sure to get you out and then get the place sealed back up again once you're gone.
Alright. I wish I knew some sort of ward or something that could help protect this place, but don't.
Artemis.
Lydia?
Yeah, Lydia, you did
I
something
don't.
like that on our
What about your
house,
bubble?
right?
I'm looking to see what she's got
It's
prepared.
called Leoman's tiny hut for a purpose. It doesn't go over this whole tavern.
Anonymous would have to stay inside.
I appreciate the thought, though. That would be marvelous to see.
I like the cleric approach. Let's talk about that one.
Yes.
Lydia does not have that prepared today.
Dang.
If she took a little bit of a sleep,
Yeah, she could prepare it for tomorrow morning or this evening if you're leaving in the middle of the night.
right?
I think we should live in the morning and have the daylight, because I don't think all of us can see in the dark.
Is it? Well, I still have some magic about me, and I hate to just bottle up inside for, like 8
Maybe we'll see one pass by while we're here.
I
Get more
never had
information.
magic to begin with.
I could see in the dark, and I could take point if we don't want to wait. But
Well, I was just going to say maybe it would do good to just check some of the neighbors and see if they're okay, and get this immediate area, get a feel for it, just so that we don't go far. I hate to sit and twiddle my thumbs when I have magic available.
What?
But I don't
what
want to. I don't want to go out.
What if we let Lydia and Artemis and maybe you too, Feria, you have magic, right?
Not much left. Not
Much
before I
left.
sleep.
That's what I'm saying. We let you three stay here. You take a rest, and we go have a
No, because it's going to be a long rest, and then I'd just be all discombobulated in the morning.
Well, if we're gonna set off in the morning, you perhaps maybe a couple of you just go over and see what things they have here, what sort of supplies they need, and a couple of us can just check the immediate houses, not wander too far, see if we can figure out the state of everybody else, make sure no one's injured or anything like that, and then we'll come right back.
Yeah, I can help with that before we turn in for the night.
I do have a couple of healing spells left.
I have quite a bit of offensive things ready to go.
Okay. Why don't we,
I
if
have a
you're okay,
crossbow.
you just keep on hitting. I know you. Why don't we? Can we take maybe just a little bit of time and check the nearby houses, and I can maybe, we can just. They don't even have to open the door. We can just ask them if they need supplies, if anyone is injured, that sort of thing. Do what we can now, and then bottle back in the inn and properly set out tomorrow.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Can we get that front door open again, and we'll just check and see how your neighbors are doing?
No, but I'll open up the back for you.
That works as well.
Sure.
Lead the way.
So, leads you back through the kitchen and opens up a small, it's only about a 3 foot by 3 foot, looks more like a window than a doorway. That is right on the top of one of the counters, so you sort of have to pop up on a counter and hop out.
Okay.
So,
We'll come back to this door, and we'll do 3 knocks and then 2 knocks to let you know it's us.
okay.
Right.
Okay.
And assuming that he's just like standing there waiting to close it, like as soon as we get out, when I pass by, I'm just gonna like do that to him and.
But who's going out first?
I'll duck out first.
Okay. So as you're sort of popping out, first make a perception check for me.
Oh, I'll be stealthing
Okay.
because I don't want to let everybody else know we're here.
So go ahead and make a stealth check.
$21 for stealth.
Okay. And then your
Perception.
perception.
22 for perception.
Okay. So as you go to pop out, you can see that the doorway he's given you to go out is basically, it looks like it's where he dumps his trash. So you are able to avoid landing in basically just a pile of, like, looks like leftover rotten food and crap like that.
I'll hoarse whisper, "Be careful of the stuff." Eventually move out of the way.
Okay. The rest of you trying to stealth out as well, or are you just going out normal?
Stuff? What stuff?
Definitely trying to be quiet.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Stealth
Yeah.
has stealth as well.
go ahead and everyone make a stealth check for me then.
Follow Furia's lead.
Make one for Lydia with disadvantage. 'Cause,
Ooh, 17.
okay.
12.
15.
Nine.
Okay. So
said anything about being stealthy? Oh, I suppose I should. Oh, never mind.
And as you're having this conversation, as Lydia's starting to come out after you, she's having a little bit of trouble getting her, given how large she is in the armor she's wearing, out. And all of a sudden, here, she just sort of collapses and it rolling through this pile of trash. Oh shit, my clothing! And she starts getting up and just trying to clear herself off. And
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna like clap a hand over her mouth.
Okay. Let's see how the neighbors are doing.
Right.
Maybe some of them have seen something more than the innkeeper has. Little like knocks on their doors. And...
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, as you start going through and knocking on these doors, basically you're each sort of swinging out. So, right in the immediate area, there are basically one on either side, and then there would be 3 across the street if you're looking just for that sort of immediate area.
Yeah.
I'm looking over to Murdoch to see which direction she goes first, and I'll follow.
Yeah, I'll just go. If I hop out of the thing, turn left and go to that house,
Oh, okay.
not across the street.
And so, as you knock on the door, you don't get a response.
Is anyone in there? The help from overseas? Is anyone injured?
A couple of moments goes by, and eventually you gotta. No, we're fine. Go away.
Okay.
What were you thinking would happen, Murdoch? They'd open the door to anybody?
No. That's perfectly fine. If they're fine, they're fine.
Yeah, I guess.
Or
just
too
try.
scared to admit otherwise?
Yeah, but if that's the case, then I don't know what we could really do.
Well, I guess we try the next door.
Yeah.
And so essentially, as you're going through and trying each of these doors, you, the ones across the street, you run into basically that same sort of attitude. Some are a little politer than others, but essentially the running thing you're getting is, yes, we're fine, please go away. As you start circling and you get to the house on the right, on the last house that you're going to check, all of you notice in the, basically they've got sort of a, as you're approaching it, they've got a little bit of a, I'll call it like a fenced in front yard that has a chicken coop in it. And you can see a couple of remains of chickens out sort of in the yard itself. You do all hear noise coming from within the coop, though.
You think there's chickens in there still?
Or
Or something
whatever
else?
ate them.
I'm thinking it might be reheated chicken. If you know what I mean.
Well, they did say they were reviving people.
Mhm.
You know, reviving. I don't really want to see a worm chicken today.
No.
I mean, if we're trying to help, these people locked up in these houses, maybe they, I don't know, maybe the chickens are some kind of threat to the people inside.
I was about to
Not
say,
if they go outside.
Well, yes, but if they're to return eventually to life, as it were, maybe the chicken.
Just want to give another shout out to our viewers at home. Thank you very much. Another 3,100 bits.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yes.
This day.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Is there like a rock or something nearby?
Sure.
You're going to startle.
I would like to try and throw a rock like onto the roof of the chicken coop. Like basically try to hit the coop in some way.
Okay, go ahead and make a dexterity check. D20
Roll the
plus
light
your
and
dexterity
you're
mod.
Throwing a pizza up on the roof.
Ooh, nat 20. 23.
As this hit... Excuse me. As this hits the roof, you hear all of a sudden a skittering of taloned feet. As running out of the coop comes these strange, hideous little creatures running on two legs leaned over, these long wings coming up behind them. And as the head starts to whip and turn, you see his long, toothy grins and this tongue hanging out. As 4 of these little creatures come running out of the chicken coop. I need you to all go ahead and roll initiative for me.
Ooh.
I didn't think that would start initiative.
No,
I
I'm
was-
okay with it. I want to fight a
What
zombie.
if there's
chicken.
children in there?
That's
Just
fine.
gonna
In the
help.
chicken coop?
Lydia can just make it start to rain,
Why
and then they'll all look up and drown.
Oh
That's
my
turkey.
god. 16.
Hold on, let me grab my thing here. Where's my... I lost my note.
14. Or, no, 17.
And I had a 12.
So many notepads.
15.
There. Oh, okay, folks. Anyone over 20? Okay, 15 to 20.
16.
16.
17.
Who was 17?
15.
Yeah.
Sarah.
Okay, Sarah was 17. We have Murdoch and Fury at 16. What were you, Art?
15.
Art at 15. Rose?
12.
Rose at 12. Then we have Lydia at 8. Okay, we're just gonna have these guys go at the same time. Okay. Okay, so top of our order, we start with Sarah, who has just thrown a rock on top of this chicken coop and has apparently awoken 4 of these strange little creatures.
I would like to load my crossbow, and if I'm able to, take a shot at the
chicken.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll.
Okay. That's an 8.
Okay, an 8 unfortunately is going to miss. As you fire off and you're... It sticks into the side of the chicken coop.
I guess I'll ready in another shot.
Okay, so you're getting ready for your next go. So that actually brings us to the 4 of them. Are you staying where you are? Are you moving anywhere?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay. So, actually, there are 4 of these who have come out. So, let's see who they are going to be attacking here. Okay. So, first one is going after Sarah. Second one's going after Furia. Third one is going after Lydia. And fourth one is going after Rose. Okay, so Sarah first is it makes 2 attacks against you. First attack is a nat 20. Second attack is a 19.
Bro.
So
Why are those chickens so powerful?
You woke us up! What?
So as this strange creature comes flying towards you, it reaches out and bites at you first for 3 points of piercing damage. And then as it bites into you, it then rakes across you with its claws, doing 7 points of slashing damage. And then we have 2 attacks coming at Furia. Ooh, okay, one of them is definitely going to miss. The other is a 15.
That also misses.
Okay. Then we have 2 coming at Rose. That is a nat 20 and a 21.
Oh man, okay.
Dude!
Dang.
So that is...
Chickens are
See if I
weird.
roll as
Okay,
bad on the
so
damage on
it-
the nat 20 as I did on Sarah's. No, that was a little bit. That was much better. So that is 6 points of piercing damage
Okay.
and 5 points of slashing damage. And then we have 2 at Lydia. And I actually don't. She's got good armor. I don't. Yeah, neither one of those will hit on her. Okay, so that ends Ergo, and that brings us to Murdoch.
My party is being accosted by chickens. Well,
Worm-infested chickens.
Weird pseudo chickens? Chicken replacements?
I'm gonna
Meat alternatives.
at some point I'm gonna have to just try and see if any of my spells work on these, but I'm gonna assume they're zombies of some sort and that my charms won't work. So I will really quickly reach over and wipe a little bit of Sarah's blood off of her arm, and I will flick it up into the air and I'll cast Bane. I'll just do a first level Bane, so 3 of the 4 chickens need to make charisma saving throws, and I'm gonna hope to God that they don't somehow roll like an 18.
Okay.
Just be really charismatic chickens, you never know.
Terrifying.
It's all the worms.
Okay. The best charisma saving throw we've got is a 9.
They all fail.
Okay.
Okay.
So that is Bane is minus a D4.
Minus a d4 on attack rolls and saving throws.
Okay.
Okay, Mazel Tov. evil chickens. Sarah dear, please aim just a little better. Bardic inspiration to you.
I will try.
Okay. You have a D8, and that's my turn.
Okay, so I'll bring us over to Furia.
I am going to cast Hunter's Mark on the one that attacked me, and as a bonus action, and then I'm going to hit it with my scimitar, with is silvered. Come on. And that is going to be a 23 to hit.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
And score me 8 damage plus another 2 on top of that, thanks to Hunter's Mark.
Okay. So as Zuby watches Furia's essence spell and then pulls out his scimitar and just brings it down, and you literally just bifurcate it, and it drops to the ground.
I'm satisfied with that result.
And that is this one.
Who wants the gizzard?
Okay. Anything else you're doing? Staying where you are? You've got movement left?
I'll gizzard.
I'm going to stay where I am at the moment.
Okay. So that'll bring us over to Artemis with Rose on deck.
Was the chicken coop attached to the house, or was it?
Nope, it's so it basically picture looking at a house. It's got a small section of their front yard is actually fenced off, and within that section there's a standalone. Again, it's smaller than an outhouse building that is specifically like a chicken coop.
Ah, I see. Well then.
So it's in their it's their property. It's on their yard, but it's not attached to the physical building.
Semantics, all in the good of helping the townspeople. Burning hands.
At what?
Let's cook it. The chickens. And maybe the coop. We don't know. It's a 15-foot cone, so...
So the chickens are currently attacking your party members.
I got this evocation. We got spell sculpting. Do not
Bloody
worry.
hell, spell sculpting. Yeah, so I'd say based on
Everybody!
based on where your based on where your party was, you wouldn't be able to get the coop as well.
That's good.
Yeah, okay,
Not
so that is
looking to
a
wreck it, but
that's a dexterity save then.
yes.
Okay. I don't think these chickens are going to be very dexterous. But... okay. I've got one that. Well, I got one that's gonna save. I think that's a 19.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
The other two are both below 10.
Okay, yeah, well, there. So they take full damage, the other one takes half.
Oh, okay.
What is it? 6. Am I rolling 3 for like each one, or did I just like take whatever I roll?
No, you just basically you just roll. You make your roll, and we'll use that amount for each one of them.
Okay. So that's 9 damage.
Okay. And as Artemis turns towards the group of you and you watch as their hand comes up. Actually, I don't know whether or not, Rose, I don't know if you've seen Artemis do something like this yet.
I don't think so.
As you watch as Rose is pointing directly at you. and Sarah
You mean
and Lydia.
Art is.
art is?
And just flames erupt out towards the group of you. And as these 3 small creatures char and blacken and collapse motionless, all you feel is warmth. No burning, no pain, it's just...
Never gets
Art,
old.
I didn't know you could do that.
Not with all spells, but this one sure comes in handy.
And with that, the group of you are out of initiative. As these small, hideous creatures have been dealt with rather quickly. One being bifurcated, wings and wings and legs. 3 of them, Cajun style.
Wiping the blood off my blade with any nearby not burnt grass that's left.
They should all
For
be
the-
Cajun style. They're all jerks.
It's so stupid.
It's your chicken!
Yeah, no, I got it.
For the bifurcated one, can I get a look at its innards? Are these raised chickens?
No, these look to be something completely different.
They're
Okay.
home raised,
Can I-
grass fed.
Can I gosh, do I have any Can I try and identify anything about these creatures?
Sure. Given your line of work, I'll say go ahead and make an Arcana check, and I'll say you do have advantage given what you do.
Okay. 15.
Oh, okay. So you've seen artists' depictions of what you think this creature is before in your work with Hex. You believe this to be what is referred to as an abyssal chicken.
Okay.
Known to be basically, think of them like compies from Jurassic Park. Small, carnivorous, nasty little buggers that they will basically annoy and irritate things to get it to run away, but will feed on just about anything they can get their hands on.
And are named as such because they are demons from the abyss.
Yep.
Okay. So
And apparently they taste like chicken.
I'll leave that one to the books. So good news, maybe. We're not necessarily dealing with necromantically raised chicken zombies. There's a bad news. These are demons. Like actual full-on demons from the abyss.
So you think the creatures that were accompanying Fabio 1 were probably also from the abyss?
Possibly. I mean, they've described raising people. It could either be that they are using some form of necromancy, in which case we need to be dealing with fiendish creatures as well as undead, or they are converting the corpses into demon spawn. Either way,
Yeah.
either way, this is at least like a code orange.
It's
If I mean, either way, they can turn victims into foes, which means getting a curb on this as quickly as possible is most beneficial.
Yeah, that sounds really dangerous.
Yeah, I do not know if there's necessarily anything to help victims after the fact. This may need to sort of be a gesture to the roasted ones, a scorched earth policy, if you will.
Or, I gesture to the cut in half one, make them so messed up they can't be put back together.
Exactly. Let me step over like the little fence, and I'll go up to this door just to like see if these people are fine, to see if one of those creatures made it inside or anything. I'll knock on the door, be like, hello.
As you knock, the door slowly swings open.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. I look back over my shoulder at you guys.
Anybody home?
I have my sword in my hand ready.
Is anyone in here?
Got my hand like ready.
A couple of moments goes by, you don't hear anything.
They could be hiding. There
Yeah,
could
I mean-
also be more of those things inside.
I mean, they must have heard us if there's someone or something in there.
Should we
Well-
check?
Are we going in or not?
If anything, if this house is empty, maybe we can use it as supplies to bring back to the inn.
Right. Let's do a sweep
And-
then.
And we talked about, making sure all these things are good and dead. Like the ones that are burnt, or do we think that's good, or do we want to, have it like that one? And I point to the one that's cut in half.
Cut him in half on your way by. Go for it.
All right, I'll just grab my axe, and I'll just go to the 3 remaining ones and just cleave them in half.
In my line of work, there's 2 kinds of fiends. You have devils and demons. Devils you can talk to, and that's generally where I come in. We have a little bit of a different saying when dealing with demons, which is essentially make a plan and execute it violently.
Okay, it's simple enough.
Right then.
There's not necessarily much speaking to demons. They mostly just want to feed and breed and kill.
I mean, I don't know which one is a devil and which one is a demon, but you just point
That's why we have Murdoch.
and I'll swing.
This seems like a demonic issue. Because they also don't generally work together. Okay. Could someone who is a little bit more armored maybe go in first, though?
Sure, and she's like cleaning up her axe and putting it back on her back.
I have 14 AC.
I'll take the point and I'll take a step or 2 in and just turn my head both ways if I see anything.
Okay. So let me take a look here. Okay, as you walk in, the first thing you notice is that the furniture within the building itself looks to be a little bit larger. So it puts you in mind of somebody like Lydia's size, or even maybe a little bit bigger than Lydia may live. This may be someone of that stature's home.
Well, I don't see anyone, but it seems like it's big folk who live here, like tall like Lydia, or even bigger maybe.
Interesting.
I'll
You-
take another 2 steps further in.
So, and what is your passive perception?
10.
Okay. So as you are moving throughout the house, as you start looking around again, as you start heading into a very simplistic home, as you turn and look to your left as you make it past the little entrance hallway, you see like a sitting room with a living room, a couple of like a futon style 2-seater, couple of chairs, a small table. It doesn't seem like anything's out of place. Same as you turn to the side and you see the kitchen area. Eventually you make your way into the bedroom and you see what looks to be a like 7.5, almost 8-foot tall humanoid male laying face down, crumpled next to the bed.
Guess I'll hello and like kind of try to tap on his shoulder. Unless can I see like is he even alive?
So go ahead and make a medicine check as you're sort of coming over and checking.
Okay.
And while Rose is rolling that, what would the rest of you be doing? Did anyone else follow Rose in, or?
I followed behind Rose. Like, I have my crossbow just kind of like ready.
Oh, okay.
I would have
Clear!
followed as well, keeping, I mean, maybe 10 feet distance, just in case something happened.
And that was a 10.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, I think until everything's clear, moving is.
as you're sort of at the one door, it's hard to say. You're not 100% sure. You're trying to find a pulse. You're not sure if you're getting one or not. And as you start to roll the body over and look, and you can see that there are these massive, looks to be almost like looks almost like something was wrapped around this individual's chest, and there's just sort of deep and dark veins running through his chest. And as you're sort of giving it the once over, all of a sudden it sits up, looks towards you and Sarah,
Oh,
and proceeds to start projectile vomiting blood at the two of you. I need both of you to make wisdom saving throws for me.
12.
ooh, nat 20.
Okay. So, Rose, you are okay.
You know what? I'm gonna use one of my luck points.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna roll again.
Go ahead.
18.
Okay.
Oh.
Sorry, as this initially happens and as you feel this weird sensation of just blood covering your face in the front of you, your immediate response is to turn and to run, but somehow you manage to push through that and still sit there as the body is now sitting up and just sitting there.
I'm gonna take off my glasses. There's like an imprint where it's negative space with my glasses in the blood. You just wipe them on my skirt, put my glasses back on.
And I don't see anyone or anything else in this room
Nope.
besides this individual. Alright, so I'll call back to the others. I found something. Someone.
I'll stick my head in the room as I'm just a little bit behind. Oh dear.
Yeah,
It's a lot of blood. Is that yours or hers?
No, I
No.
checked. It's not me or Sarah. I checked on this to see if this person was still alive, and then they proceeded to throw up blood on the two of us, or nearly anyway.
Check for worms.
Like in the
Mouth, blood.
guess like I'll try to get a little closer to the face. Still a little cautious.
Okay. So as you're moving in closer, Art and Murdoch, what would the two of you be doing?
Oh God.
Not keen on touching it. But does it have a pulse now? Still? No?
You can go up and touch it and make a medicine check if you'd like to.
Yeah, I tried to check, but I couldn't really. I've never really done that before, so.
Fine.
I-
Make a medicine check. I'll go and touch it. Sure, fine.
I was going to do that. I just wanted to know if there's worms first. Because if there's worms, it's a goner.
Yeah, I'm like kind of like poking around.
I'm gonna like take like the blunter end of my crossbow and like just kind of try and open this guy's mouth a little
Okay.
bit more.
And, and Murdoch, what were
Are
you
there
doing?
worms? Are there worms?
Oh, we'll get to that in just a moment.
Murdoch, I suppose, is. I want to more so see if there's any evidence of. Because if he's dead, something had to have killed him. So I want to look. If everyone else is focused on him, I want to be looking elsewhere, but not wandering off. See if there's something hiding or if there's evidence of a struggle, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Get more of like an idea of the surroundings.
Okay, so go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Okay. $12.
Oh, okay. So, as you're poking around and looking, you do see what seem to be telltale signs of some sort of a fight. You can see things are knocked over. The biggest one, and again, it's a little harder to tell now, is there's some blood dripping down onto it. This individual's chest as well. But the biggest one that you can tell are these weird sort of indented, bruised marks across its chest. That, again, as you're looking at it, the veins where that bruise is are very pronounced. It just has a very sort of strange appearance to it that doesn't match the rest of the body.
Have we seen that before? Was that something that we saw on the worm creatures that came out of the water?
No, you have not seen this specific effect as of yet.
Okay. Well, so that's what she's doing while they're messing with it.
Okay, so and for those of you who are sort of trying to pry the mouth open a little bit more, see if there's any worms or anything in there. Sarah, as you sort of reach over and start sort of pushing with your crossbow to try to open the mouth a little bit, as you touch the mouth with the crossbow, the head immediately jerks and does a full 360.
I don't think
and
people do that.
Artemis and Furia, as you are within the room, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Whoa.
Actually,
What
Murdoch,
is this thing?
you're in there as well, looking around, so I'll say go ahead, make a wisdom saving throw for me also.
$19.
Okay.
17.
Right. And Murdoch?
It's my thingy's lagging.
Oh.
13.
Of course, Lydia's there as well, so I have to make one as well. Forgot about her. I'll say for Furia and Art, you two are okay.
My mouth is just hanging open like I'm trying to process what just happened because I've never seen this except maybe in an owl or two. But not like this.
Oh. Well then.
Can't tell Murdoch's frozen or horrified.
No, I'm just grossed out up here. Like, there's getting vomited on, and there's getting blood on you, and this is literally both at the same time from a corpse.
That just spun its head 360 degrees.
How much blood is in him? Jesus.
Yeah, and what was your wisdom save?
It was a. Yeah.
Wasn't it like a 13?
13.
Oh, sorry, I didn't
9
know
on the
that.
die.
Yeah, so the three of you are fine. As from standing right beside the group of you, you hear a somewhat startled yelp from Lydia, who seems to be freaking out. And she turns and starts to take off running.
I don't really blame her, honestly. That was quite frightening.
I'm going after her.
Do you think we should stab this person? They're definitely not alive. People can't do that with their heads.
Okay, maybe take the head off.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
You guys can leave. You guys could leave the room if you want to. And
I'm gonna step forward and or around people and stab this person in the heart area with my silvered sword.
then after that, I'll cleave the head off. I suppose.
All right. Good show.
Okay. So we have Sarah is running after Lydia. So, Sarah, are you trying to stop her? Or are you just following her to see where she ends up?
I'll try, call ahead, Lydia, what's wrong? Lydia.
As she gets all the way out back into the street and is almost hyperventilating for a couple of moments, just that sort of trying to get herself to calm down a little bit. And goes on to explain that that's just not natural.
I'm patting her arm. There, dear. We've seen many unnatural things.
Yeah, but that guy just spun his head completely around. It's not attached anymore. It can't be.
I mean, Fabio's head's no longer attached either.
Oh, but he turned into water.
Does Lydia also have blood on her now? Or
no, she wasn't in the room when that initial you two went ahead.
I know if during the 360 he was also vomiting.
Oh
so.
no, it was literally just you start opening the mouth and then the head spun around.
Okay.
It's okay. You're safe. Knowing Roswin and her hatchets, she is dealing with it right now. Then we'll figure out what's going on here and solve it, and then everything will be back to normal, and no one's head will do that. Except Furia, if she turns into an owl.
I can see a little bit of a chuckle from Lydia. Now she seems to be calming down a little bit as you two are having this conversation. I'm going to pan back inside to Furia and Rose dealing with this strange body. So as the two of you make your moves, and again, Asperia with her weapon, and you bring in your axe across to remove its head. Murdoch and Art, are you both still in the room?
I think I would have started to sneak back out and maybe just try and survey the rest of the place.
Oh, okay.
Wonderful.
I-
Oh,
I'm in a house with everybody
I'm-
else. I'm not too alone.
I'm staying in the room because I want to. I'm like, I know I'm not like good at these sorts of skills, but I noticed the like veins and stuff. So when it's decapitated, I do want to get a closer look at that. Maybe like pierce it, or try and see what happened to this guy that turned him into a blood turret.
So as you're sort of watching as the two of them, as Rose brings the axe down and you watch as the head comes cleanly off, you see a rather strange occurrence. Is this this sort of thick black ichor starts to erupt from the neck.
Oh
And
my
immediately
God.
starts to turn into
Whoa.
smoke. And then swirls and starts to coalesce.
Oh,
Murdoch.
And as it starts to drift back from the body a little ways, you start to see a very misshapen, mostly humanoid appearance. Bottom jaw missing, just tongue lolling out, hanging. As it looks over at the few of you within the room. And then just starts to back up towards the wall.
I will. I feel like it's gonna fade into the wall, and I don't really have anything to stop it from doing that.
No, I'm out of magic.
Yeah, I know. Can I?
I mean, all I can do is lunge at it with my sword, so nobody else is moving. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean,
If it looks like it's
I'll-
gonna disappear.
I'll hit it with a searing smite.
Oh, okay. Rose, anything you'd be doing as you're watching as this thing is just...
Yeah, I guess since Furia is taking a swing at it, I guess could I just like prepare the action to attack? Just like, just seeing what.
Well, it
Can we
seems
both
like it's
swing
trying to
simultaneously?
leave. It doesn't seem like it's trying to start combat. So you could take a swing if you wanted to, but you think if it's trying to get away from the group of you.
Yeah, I think I'll take a swing at it since,
Oh, okay.
seemed like it was possessed and now this thing's floating out of it, so.
Okay,
Yeah, that's been my experience with other ghostly things, so that's what I'm basing my actions on here.
okay, so go ahead, everyone, and make your attack rolls.
Ugh. Okay, 10.
10
unfortunately is gonna miss.
23.
I'm sorry, what was that, Rose?
23.
That'll hit,
I got an 18.
and that'll hit. So go ahead, Rose and Fury, go ahead and roll your damage.
Well, now my sword's just on fire because I missed.
I got a 8.
You got 8 as well.
8 slashing damage with a silvered sword. Or scimitar, technically.
And 8 slashing with my battle axe.
Okay. So As the group of you, as the two of you make that attack, and Murdoch, as you miss, you watch as it's backing away, and it just sort of hits the wall and starts to fade through it. It actually points over at you, Rose, and is going to attempt to cast a spell as it passes through the wall. And I need you to make an intelligence check.
Intelligence check.
These guys suck, yeah.
A 10?
Okay, let me see here. Okay, so unfortunately that does fail. So as this thing starts to fade into the wall, all of a sudden you're popping up around you. You can see these massive jaws. Different colored dragon skulls appearing to surround you. And with this, you are surrounded by these 5 massive dragon heads that are just chomping at you. And as the rest of you watch, it fades into the wall.
The tip of my flaming sword right against the wall, like, ah! Hesitated.
Hello? Is anyone else seeing these dragon skulls around me?
No.
As far as you're concerned, Rose, they are 100% there, regardless of whether or not anyone can see them.
You know, they're floating around me.
No.
What do you mean? They're all right here. What do you mean no?
Waves the flame off of my sword.
I take out one of my hand axes, just kind of swing in front of me. See if I can-
Whoa!
As you swing, one of the mouths opens, pulls back, and lunges forward and bites at you. And you take 3 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
As far as Rose, you can feel the teeth tearing into your arm.
Pull my arm back.
Rose,
Just bit me.
Are you alright?
Oh, they're
Rose, there's nothing there.
well. It just bit me, so I think it is.
I'm out of spells. I can't do anything about it. But where's Art? Where's Sarah?
These
Sarah-
Or Lydia? I mean, Lydia's not away, but
Sarah chased after Lydia. I think I didn't see where Art got to.
You, Furia, why don't you try and get them? Rose, there's nothing. I would not lie to you.
what if
There
that
is
thing comes
nothing
back?
there.
What if that thing comes back and
Well, then they-
possesses one of us?
Oh, okay. Well, then stay here. Murdoch's like, I hate demons. I hate them so much.
I'm gonna try and just step forward and see, to
Okay,
bites
we'll
again.
call
or-
this, let's call this a constitution check.
Okay.
We're going to see how willing is Rose going to be to do this. Because you are literally, you're the lion tamer right now. You're sticking the head in the lion's mouth.
It's an 11.
As you go to step through, you watch as the redhead leans forward and just spews a gout of flame down at you. Take another 2 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
This is happening. We're going to pan for a moment Art, where did you get off to?
I don't know, just looking around in the house, checking out the rest of the place.
Oh,
Doing a
okay.
sweep. I'm powerful. Look at me flex. Huh.
The wizard,
There we go.
the wizard's alone. The wizard's alone.
Go
Oh
ahead.
god, we left her alone!
Look at me.
Go ahead
Why
and
do we
make
keep doing
an
this
Space through the
investigation
wall!
check.
I'm sorry. But yes, sorry.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okay. Investigation. That's 22.
Okay. So as you are sort of rummaging through and looking around in this individual's house, you see what looks to be a hidden panel in one of the walls. It's barely open, a fraction of an inch. But you swear as you're looking, you can see looks like there's a little bit of light coming from within it. And as you're sort of looking at, you could almost see the light appear and disappear, like something's moving in there.
Can I press my ear kind of close up against it? Do I hear anything?
Can hear breathing. Very
Ew.
rapid, shallow breathing.
Like a chihuahua.
Oh no, not a demonic chihuahua. Your ankles are obliterated.
It's just a chihuahua.
I don't think I should do this by myself for once. I'll kind of turn on my heels and kind of go back and make the party aware of something, this thing,
Okay.
whatever this is.
And so eventually you make your way back. You can see Furia and Murdoch in the room. Rose, would you still be trying to make your way through?
No, I think at this point it's like can't attack them and I can't walk through them. She's just kind of standing in place, like looking around her still. Well, seem to be the only one who can see them, but there's dragon skulls floating around me.
Rose, I've done magic like this before. I've done this to other people. You have to just trust me that they aren't there, and if you can just focus on that, I'm sure that it will stop. You trust me, right? I know these things are probably
Yes.
hurting you and they're scary,
Yes.
but you trust me. Okay.
Thank
So I just focus on the fact that I'm telling you they're not real.
Okay, they're not real. They're not real. She'll just try to like
Go
break
ahead and
herself.
Go ahead and make
to believing
another
that.
intelligence save.
I'll give you bardic inspiration for being like, I'm quite sure this is my spell. I'm getting really pissed off at these guys.
Ooh, 17. That's even without the
Oh, okay,
it's a
so
D8, right?
that is enough.
Okay.
So as Murdoch is sort of talking you through this, and all of a sudden as you start to listen and really start to realize it, you can see through these. It does appear to just be an illusion.
Oh. I think they're starting to fade, Murdoch. And then
That is the power of a positive mental attitude.
I'll take a step forward now.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yes, I'll try to take
Dramatic
a step
tension.
forward again.
You have no problem.
Alright. Alright, I think I'm okay now.
Did very good. That magic can be a little bit nasty, and that one got away.
Speaking of things that got away, I found a panel, a secret panel, and there seems to be someone behind it.
Oh.
Okay.
Let's go see. Make sure you have your swords out.
I got my hands. Very magic.
All right, you stand in the second row behind the 3 people with weapons.
You got it.
Okay.
But you have to lead the way.
But you have to point us in the right direction.
All right, in front it is. You got it.
Okay. We do a little shuffle.
Oh,
Okay.
We go.
So eventually Art leads you back there, and you can see the same thing. About a half an inch gap. Seems to be a little bit of light coming through it.
Just right beyond here.
Should we call out? Or just...
There we go.
We love proactive.
There's someone here. Hello?
After a couple of moments, you hear a very soft little voice. Hello?
Yes. Are you alright? Are you hurt?
Is the mean thing gone?
Yes, whatever it is, you didn't manage to kill it, but it left.
Get it off.
You slowly hear the panel start to slide open. You can see what looks to be a very young child. Looks up at the group of you. Now, is Mommy and Daddy okay?
Sorry, I don't think so.
They might have gone to go get help.
But we can take you to somewhere safe until they are found again. Safer than here.
Looks down a little bit. I suppose.
Can I get? Oh, I'm kind of scary looking, but I do want to get a look at her, because I want to make sure she doesn't have any veins or anything. I don't want it to be a demon kid and take her to the inn.
I guess this would just be in my head, but having seen the individual in the bedroom, and now this individual, does it seem like would be the child of that previous individual, or could be?
It's
or do I not
possible. I mean, they both appear to be humanish. Murdoch, go ahead and make a perception check.
Ooh, 19.
Okay. As you're looking, does not appear to have any sort of markings that you can see any of the bruising or the veins.
Did your mother and father tell you to hide in here?
Yes, when things started getting weird, they put me in here, told me to stay here and keep safe.
Oh, that was very good of them, and you did a very, very good job. Because now we were able to find you and you're safe. What is your name?
She sort of looks at the group of you a little bit. And Murdoch, I would say you would probably, with your passive insight, right? Because it almost seems to be a slightly suspicious of the group of you.
Yeah.
And looks over. Mommy and Daddy told me I shouldn't give that information to strangers. Can I have your name first?
You're very smart. My name is Murdoch. These are my friends.
Rose.
I look at everybody else and say, I'm Furia.
Art.
Gives a little bit of a nod. Well, the people here call me Indigo.
It's a very pretty name.
There's some people next door at the inn. They have a little bit of food. They're waiting for all of this to stop, and we're here to fix it. But we could take you to those people. Do you know the man that owns the inn?
I don't go over there much, but if he's like all of you, as long as I can have his name too, and we can be friends.
Yeah.
I mean,
And so she eventually collects up a couple of things, and see as she comes out, she's got it's a very small basket. Seems to have a little bit of a couple of apples in it, a couple of water skins. Okay, can we go?
yeah.
Yes, it's
Yes.
best that we better leave sooner than later.
I need to get. They kind of like look. Was Sarah and Lydia?
Our other friends.
So Art, you would I know you were in the room, so yeah, you wouldn't know. You just know that Lydia took off running.
Mhm.
Sarah, what would you be doing at this point as Lydia seems to have calmed down somewhat?
Probably trying to lead her back into the
Okay.
house, or at least by the front door.
Yeah, once you manage to get her calm down, she'll eventually make her way back in, knowing that being off the street is better than being on it.
Yeah.
Eventually, as the group of you start heading out, you probably would run into Sarah and Lydia coming back in.
Oh, we were about to come and find you again.
Yeah, we're about to head to the inn.
Did you deal with our
Shh. And I point to Indigo.
Oh,
Oh,
hello. Oh, and there's a cat with you.
Yes.
She looks over at you, and then looks up at you, Murdoch. Are these friends of yours?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I'm Sarah.
may I have your name?
I'm Sarah, and this is Lydia. Lydia.
Lydia.
I'm just gonna have a stroke right now. Grandma things, you know.
So, Indigo gives a little nod to you. Now we're friends too.
That's good.
We're going next door to meet the man in the inn.
Uh-huh. We were looking around for people to help, and we found you. So we're here to help you.
but we're going to play a game, but I want you to cover your eyes, and we're going to lead you out of the gate, okay? And no peeking. And I kind of look at the others like, chickens.
And she starts to go, what will you give me if I win?
Do you like cookies?
Gives a big nod and covers her eyes.
Okay, good.
She
I'm gonna,
makes really good cookies.
Yes. I'm gonna hold her. Is this child taller than me? I'm 2 feet tall.
Yes, a little bit.
Okay. I'm gonna be I'm gonna hold her arm. I'm like, you're doing so. Oh, watch your step. Yeah, big step. Okay. Okay. And
How old is Indigo, does she look?
It's hard to say. Go ahead and make a... We'll call this an insight check.
Yeah, doubled with, is she acting her age? Insight.
I
Damn
was
it.
picturing a 4-year-old.
10. Just a 10. I'm
You
not
get the
human.
impression as you're looking at her, you get the sensation of 5, 6 years old.
Okay.
Talking to her and listening to her, you're getting the sensation that she's older.
And the individual we saw in the bedroom, did you say whether it was a male humanoid or a female humanoid? I don't remember if you did.
No way to know. It's
Oh,
well.
okay.
So let me rephrase. The body you were dealing with was male. The thing that
Okay.
came out of it was a
yeah.
humanoid
I meant
shit.
the actual body. Okay.
Yeah, the body was male.
So as we're walking to Murdoch, just so only Murdoch can hear. I wonder, do you think that was the child's father in the bedroom?
Possibly. Also, this little girl seems to be acting odd how she looks.
Oh, really? I didn't even notice.
Well, I don't. Humans even. Just. I'm not fine. They're tricky. They're smart. Careful.
Yeah.
I'll lead the way to the back of the inn, jumping over piles of stuff, and do the secret knock on the door.
A couple of moments goes by, and eventually the small door opens. The group of you are rather quickly hurried to get back in. And then as the group of you get in, it's a little work for Sarah to get in, as it's higher up and there's trash and refuse outside. But eventually the group of you make your way back in to the building. They close up the door. And the group of you are back within the kitchen, let out. Indigo clinging somewhat tightly to Sarah's arm.
would like to make sure that the people inside the inn know who Indigo is. The little girl from next door.
So, as you sort of bring her around, again, she's very similar. As you're bringing her to introduce her to the innkeep and everyone, her response is always the same. The minute she meets someone new, may I have your name? Always the same phrasing. And as everyone sort of meets and the group of you gather back together, what's your plan?
Well, first I give Indigo a cookie.
I'll flag down the innkeeper himself, along with probably Murdoch. Keep an eye on Indigo. There was something strange going on in her home. She might not be exactly what she appears to be. I'm not sure what. I'm not even sure what happened to her family. But maybe Murdoch, you know more about these creatures, but just keep an eye on her. She seems alright, but
Yes, I figured it would be best because she lives right next door. I mean, the people next door did have a daughter, right?
The husband only came over once in a while to get some, usually something hard to drink, but I heard they had some sort of issues, and there were tales of a wee one, but again, being what we do here, it's not uncommon that we wouldn't meet him.
But Indigo never came.
No. We don't typically get the young ones in here.
Did Indigo say she hadn't gone a lot? Or did she say she...
She said she hadn't gone.
Okay.
That's why she was so excited she was going to meet new friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She acts very mature for age.
just keep an eye out. You never know. There are strange happenings going on in this town, and I would say don't trust many people, if anybody.
But
Strange.
couldn't just leave the possibility of a child out there. So. Are there rooms for us? Or a room?
Well, we've got a couple now with the little one here. You're going to have to... let's see, we've got though. Yeah, you're going to have to at least double up. Some of you might need to triple, but...
That is perfectly fine.
Yeah,
We were going to do that anyway.
And,
Looking down at Art.
and I wouldn't mind making sure that Indigo, rests well, so that's fine if I have to stay.
Okay. Until you're trying to help out, we can do so we'll do... so we'll do 3 rooms for the group here for... I want to say 2 gold for as long as you're here.
Works for us. I'll give him 2 gold.
Does that, and as Indigo sort of sitting over with Sarah and eating the cookie, what? Sarah looks over at you and goes down to her bag and holds up an apple. Would you care for my apple? And holds it up to you.
Oh, I'm not quite hungry right now, dear, but I'll keep it for later. Maybe I'll use it in a pie.
She gives you a little bit of a funny look, but hands you the apple.
I put it in my bag. And I switch it for a cookie. I hand it to her.
She takes it. Thank you. Take good care of my apple, and starts eating the cookie.
Did you grow it yourself?
I think so.
What did you like a tree? Did you pick it from your house? We saw your chicken coop.
She sort of looks down a little bit and looks like, I don't know. But it was mine, and now you're going to care for it, so.
Did I see like an apple tree at that house?
Not that you can recall.
Is there a
I mean, you were
roll for a
fighting
vibe check?
demon chickens, though, so.
Can
I will take care of your apple.
Why don't you know?
She just gives you a little bit of a nod. Goes back to her cookie.
I just kind of like look at Murdoch like.
Art is also looking at Murdoch.
does she have any like injuries? Like maybe she hit her head or something.
Doesn't appear to.
Can I insight check, even though I'm not the one like interacting at all?
You can try to.
Just,
Go ahead and make an insight
Just
check.
overall insight check.
just like
Y'all.
10.
It seems you haven't had much experience with little human children.
Yeah.
It seems to just
She's a little weird.
must be a thing human kids do.
I don't know. Maybe they're all just like this. I don't know.
Matthew really gonna try and get me to do something horrible and be like, nah, she was just a weird kid.
Yeah, if Lydia was here, then we could, get her to chip in her cleric stuff. But I'm not sure what she would do.
I'm gonna pull out my calligraphy set, but comes with my character sheet, and that I'm actually going to use for once in this game. I'm gonna give her a piece of parchment and like a little inkwell and a quill. Be like, here you go, dearie. You must be a little bored. What with everything going on? Why don't you draw us a picture and enjoy your cookie? And I'm going to go talk to the grown-ups about some grown-up stuff, okay?
She looks over at you. Of course.
I like to imagine in character she takes a sip from a cup.
Okay.
And as Sarah starts heading over to talk to the grown-ups, that's where we'll call it into tonight's session. It's just about 20 past 11. A couple of quick shout-outs. Again, big thanks to Discord 696 tonight for all the bits that they were sharing with us. Thank you, means so much. Glad you loved the Poultrygeist. Make sure you're back next week. There's something. The party's thinking there's something not quite right here with poor little Indigo. So you don't want to miss what comes to happen. We've got, we have stuff going on most evenings. Make sure you check us out. We'll be back at this next Monday. So until then, folks, don't forget when introducing yourself to a stranger, it's always nice to exchange names with each other. Well then, don't forget to add your proficiency bonus, and we'll see you soon.